Hi, my name is Elise Foles, and I am the 7th through 12th grade science teacher at Glenville Emmons High School. This video is designed as an introductory video to the learning management system, Schoology. This video will focus on the teacher side of Schoology. As a teacher, I use Schoology for all of my classes. In my classes, my students download course materials and assignments from Schoology to their iPads, annotate the documents in the app Notability, and then turn in the assignment back to Schoology. This decreases the number of trips I need to make to the copier and eliminates assignments falling victim to the locker monsters. If you have any questions about Schoology, please feel free to email me. The first step for Schoology will be to create an account. Using your favorite web browser, go to Schoology.com. Once you are there, you will need to select Sign Up and Instructor. When you click that, you will be asked for your name, email address, and to set a password. After you fill in that information, click Register. After you create an account, you will be able to click Login at the top instead of this whole process. Once you have registered and logged in, you will always be brought to this homepage of sorts that resembles a Facebook newsfeed. From this page, you will be able to see a lot of information. One of the areas that I find helpful is the upcoming events on the right-hand section of the screen. This will display any events that are on your Schoology calendar and the due dates of any assignments. Another area across the top that we will look at is the courses. And the last thing that we will look at today will be the calendar feature in Schoology. The first thing I do before the start of each year is add the new school year's classes into my courses list. To do this, click on Courses at the top of the screen, and then towards the right you will see My Courses appear, and that will need to be clicked on second. Once you have clicked on My Courses, you will be brought to the My Courses page, and then you will need to create a course. Clicking Create Course will open a window that allows you to input information about a particular class. Once you have that information entered, click Create. When you click Create, you will be brought to that particular class within your own Schoology account. It will also add that class to the Courses area at the top of the page. Once you have created your courses, the next step is to add materials to each class. I do this unit by unit throughout the year. To add materials, simply click the drop-down menu, Add Materials. This will give you a bunch of options. I begin by creating a folder for each unit, and then I add subsequent materials to that particular unit's folder. So to add a folder, you need to select Add Folder. This brings you then to the Create Folder page. The only required piece is to make a title for your folder. However, you can also change the color of your folder. You can write your description of what will be found in the folder. This is where I actually usually will type the name of the unit. And then you can also change the availability of the folder. If you alter the availability, it will only show up on the student side for the selected dates. I found this to be slightly problematic because it never fails that a student will be absent and need access to the material after the availability has expired. When you have your folder set to your desired specifications, click Create. This folder will then show up in your materials section. Clicking on the folder name will bring you within that folder and allow you to add documents, links, and assignments. You will know you're within that folder because it will show up at the top of the screen, or the name will show up at the top of the screen. To add a file, select Add File, Link, External Tool. This will bring you to the Add File and Link window. If you select File, it will bring you to this Attach File, and then you follow the same process as if you were attaching a file to an email. To add a web link, again, you use the Add File Link External Tool button, and then this time you will click Link, and it will bring you to this Add Link window, and you can copy and paste the web address into this first blank, the link and URL slot, and you can either title the web page something on your own, but if you click this green little arrow, Schoology will generate a name based on the website. By clicking Add for both of these, it will post the file and or the link to the folder that you have selected. Adding assignments to Schoology requires you to click on the Add Materials drop-down menu and then Add Assignment. If you want the assignment to appear in a specific folder, make sure you click on the folder's name before adding the assignment. Once you have clicked Add Assignment, you will open the assignment window. The 3 required information fields are the name, the category, and the scale and rubric. You can add your own description, and sometimes this is where I put specific directions for a particular assignment. I will also set the due date and the time that I want the assignment turned in by. Doing this will put it in on the students and your calendar within Schoology. The point value box will have a preset number in it, but I will always switch that to 0 for all assignments. Since we do not use the gradebook within Schoology, this isn't a big deal. However, since we don't use the Schoology gradebook, the category box needs to be marked as ungraded, which is an option found in the drop-down menu. The default option in the school scale and rubric section is just fine. It doesn't matter since we don't do the grading in here. If you wish for students to be able to submit assignments electronically, you will need to make sure you have the submissions enabled. That is the default option. And another feature that I will do is I will attach assignments by clicking this button right here, or sometimes I will attach links, and you can embed that right into the assignment. One feature that I really like is that you can individually assign documents or assignments to specific students by clicking on this button down here, and you can just type their name in and it will automatically pop up if they are a member of that class. This is really helpful when it comes to special ed students that required modified assignments. Once you have all of this set up that the way you like it, you can click Create, and that will place the assignment in the folder you originally selected. As you can see, there's an assignment that I created in the Unit 1 folder. Assignments are indicated by this blue square with the pencil in the bottom corner. If you click on this dashed line, you will see the Add Materials drop-down menu appear, and whatever you want to add will appear in that location on that list. So if we were to add a new assignment, it would show up below Assignment 2. If you were to click the Add Materials button, the new thing that you add would show up at the top of the list. As I briefly mentioned earlier, we are going to look at the calendar features also within Schoology. The easiest way to get to the calendar is to click on the calendar icon at the top of the page. This brings you to a month view of the calendar of all of your events and assignments you have for each of your classes. If you click on all calendars, you can select to just show a specific class, and this is also where you can color code what color each class shows up in your calendar. This is actually a new feature that was just added this year that is very exciting when you have a teacher and you're running all of your classes out of this one calendar. It becomes quite full. So to add an event, I use this as my lesson plan book essentially. It lets any absent student know what he or she missed, and it has links to any of the materials that were used for a particular day. So for each day and for each class, I create an event. So to do that, you simply click on the day that you wish to add an event for, and then you just fill in all of the information that you have for that event. In the description area, I like to type out a skeleton plan for the day. I will also attach any files or links, just like I would with the assignments, that the students will need for the day. And then I will pick the course by just starting to type in the course name down here, and it will bring up any of my potential classes that fit that name, and I can select the one I want. Lastly, I click create, and then it will show up on the calendar. The final area of Schoology that I use the most is the assignment submissions. To use this, students will need to complete the assignment digitally and then upload it to the desired assignment Dropbox. In order for me to grade the assignment on my iPad, I need to click on the assignment either from the calendar or from the materials folder. Either route gets you to the assignment. When students submit an assignment, an alphabetical list will be generated in the right-hand column. So here is an example of my 7th grade syllabus assignment from last year. As you can see, Schoology will indicate if the assignment was turned in on time or late. And you can also see that I provided a PDF file for them to download to their iPads in order to complete the assignment. When I click on a specific student's name, I will be able to see their submission and any annotations they may have made. Within Schoology, you can mark up the student's submission in various ways. There's a toolbar up here that allows you to do that. The students then can go back into the assignment and look at your comments on his or her work. If you're wanting to use this feature of Schoology, I would strongly recommend using an iPad and the Schoology app. It's kind of tricky to use a mouse and a computer screen to get all of the comments or markings that you would maybe do on an assignment. So that brings up the whole Schoology app. Up until this point, all of the screenshots have been from the web-based version of Schoology. The web-based version is very user-friendly for the teacher when it comes to setting up courses and filling in each course with content and events on the calendar. However, the shortcoming of the web-based Schoology is for grading student submissions and student work completion. However, this is where the app comes in really handy. The students find the app very easy to navigate, and for teachers, grading student submissions is a breeze within the app. So the next few slides will look at how things work within the Schoology app. So just like the web-based version, the news feed is the first thing you will see within the app. If you click on the horizontal lines for the menu, you will get more navigation options. So clicking on courses from that main menu will bring you a list of courses that is you have running through your account. If you have students wishing to add a course, they will need to click this plus button. So when they click that plus button, they are going to be asked for an access code. And the access code is only found on the web-based version of the teacher's Schoology page for that particular class. So each class has their own unique access code. So a teacher would need to go in and look up this access code to give to the students. Once the student enters the access code and clicks join, they may need to refresh the list of courses in order for the new class to appear. To this point, I have yet to find a way for teachers to create a new course from the app. It only allows them to join a course. From the teacher account on the app, you can add materials by going into a specific course and clicking this plus sign, and you get this list of options to add into that particular materials section. You will be limited to the items you have on that particular device that you are using. This is how it would look from the teacher's side of things, and this is more student, what it looks from the student view. The calendar in the app, there are two ways to view it. The first is found after clicking on a specific class. from the courses menu, and then you can slide out this upcoming events, and it gives you a list view of everything going on in that class. Again, the blue box with the pencil indicates a due date for an assignment. If it's an event, there'll be a little calendar looking icon with a description after it. The second calendar view is under the main menu by selecting calendar. Across the top, make sure the word calendar is highlighted after you get out of the main menu. And then days with dots below them indicate that there is something to be found for that day, and you can find it by clicking on that date. The calendar icon then that I was just talking about is showing up here. And then if you click on the blue title, it will bring you to details of that event and any files that would be linked or websites that would be needed for that. And then finally, like I said earlier, I do most of my grading within the Schoology app. To find the student submission, you need to click on the assignment from the calendar and then make sure submissions is highlighted across the top. When students have submitted an assignment, there will be a whole list of student names and if it's late or on time. And then you can click on each student and view what they turned in. Again, you will have the various tools that allow you to make comments on the student submissions. Using a stylus or an Apple Pencil is much more akin to using a pen or a pencil to grade an assignment, so I found that much faster to actually use my iPad and my Apple Pencil. So Schoology really has a lot to offer, and this video goes through just some of the very basic features. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me if you have any questions or want to know how to use any of the other features.